Hello and welcome back to my new garage. In today's video, I will make a quick guide on the Taschenratte. I will be going over equipment, crew, consumables, and not field mods, because this thing has upgrades. I will also go into depth on the Armour Model to show its strengths and weaknesses. So let's get right into it. This is the Taschenratte, and this is the Armour Model. Now let me go over one thing first. I am going to use gold rounds because at tier 11 most people are going to shoot gold at you. So I will be going over the weak spots with gold ammo. So first things you can see right at the beginning is the turret cheeks, fairly high chance to go through with heat rounds, and the lower plates when it is flush on. There are also some tiny little areas right by the auxiliary guns on the left side and the right side, which have 300mm of armor. If for some reason you cannot shoot the cheeks here or here, you can shoot to the left or right. And if you're trying to angle in the Taschenratte, you will soon realize that there are also weak spots that resemble that of the mouse, which also has weak spots in the mantlet right here and also on the other side. But also you can notice it actually has become way weaker around this area of the armor. But to negate this, you just have to move and wiggle the turret a little bit. And you can also see there are some tiny ears at the back of the turret over here. You can shoot these, but I will just ignore these and focus on this part here or this part here. And as you can see, with 330 heat, you can't really go through the tank when it is side scraping like this. And even at greater distances like this, it still is really difficult to pen with heat rounds. Basically impossible with heat rounds. However, if you compare with some tier 10 tank destroyers that have APCR penetration or AP shell penetration that is high enough, for example, E4 has 295 AP pen and 375mm of APCR pen. If you look at the Armour Model now, as you can see, the lower part here now becomes a pen. So if you're going up against high pen AP rounds, try to angle a little bit like this. If you're meeting tier 10 tank destroyers, you gotta be careful over here because they can and will shoot you straight through the tracks if you try and over angle far too much. They can easily shoot you through here and also through the lower plate. And with gold APCR, they can pen you on the upper plate fairly reliably and along the side armor. Now, if you get the side armor of the Taschenratte, you can also pen it fairly reliably with the gold rounds. However, do not shoot through the bottom half because this has a very thick spaced armor and will and can get absorbed fairly easily. So shoot high onto the hole and not low. And for the rear armor, it's still pretty strong, but not enough for the heat rounds to be blocked. And if you are above the Taschenratte, looking over like this, you can shoot down into the forehead armor and pen with heat rounds. But with APCR and AP, you won't go through. So if you have heat rounds, try and shoot up top over here above the mantlet armor. That's the Taschenratte Armour Model. Moving over to equipment. As for equipment, I only run one setup, which is hardening, rammer, and turbo. Of course, use the best stuff you can because this is tier 11. As for the crew, on the commander, I run the burst arms, repairs, emergency, coordination, recon, then mentor. For the gunner, burst arms, repairs, snapshot, deadeye, quick aiming, and armorer. For the driver, burst arms, repairs, clutch braking, off-road driving, controlled impact, and engineer. For the radio operator, burst arms, repairs, situational awareness, side-by-side, and firefighting. As for both the loaders, burst arms, repairs, adrenaline rush, intuition, ammo tuning, and the rest is really up to you. You can have perfect charge if you want, or safe storage, or even close combat if you feel like it. Moving over to ammunition, I run 36 APCR, 32 heat, and 2 HE shells. And for consumables, chocolate, large repair kit, and large first aid kit. Now, since the Taschenratte does not have field mods, but it actually has upgrades. So you might be thinking, Gotting, which upgrade should I go for first? Well, I would highly recommend to go for top speed as soon as you can, because it's very crucial you get all the top speed as soon as you can, because this thing is very slow without the upgrades. So I recommend going for this first, going all the way down to get the all shell damage to get your alpha up, and then highly recommend to go for the engine power, because you really need the engine power. This thing is very, very slow. And once you get the engine power, you go all the way up to the next forward speed increase, and then you can then go for the bottom half, which is all about improving the gun handling and such. So again, going through to the first forward speed upgrade, down to the alpha damage, over to the engine power, then up to the forward speed again, and then you can finish it off with going through to get the stabilization and accuracy. That's enough jibber jabber from me. Moving over to some gameplay. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Please make sure to like and subscribe and let me know what other tank you want me to make a guide of next. Leave suggestions in the comments below. And remember to touch some grass. See you later. Bye bye.